Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Follow me, my friend, to glory at the end. So the finale of Agatha All Along came out a few weeks ago, and we finally got the full story of the Ballad of the Witch's Road. Long story short, I was wrong in my original video. But not totally wrong. I think my analysis of the piece and why I think it works within the world of the show is still credible. But there are some things I felt I needed to address now that we have the full story. I've also been getting a lot of comments asking for my update, so this video is for you. Quick spoiler warning, we will be talking about the season finale of Agatha All Along, so you've been warned. First off, the version of the Ballad of the Witch's Road that was used to conjure the road is not the recorded version by Lorna Wu, Alice's mom and canonic rock star in the show. We hear that version in episode 4 when Alice confronts her figurative and literal demons by performing her mother's cover with her newfound coven. I love how this version is just full of glam rock and changes things subtly to still invoke the original song, but definitely make it its own. The piano keys leading it, the lyrical changes making it much more obviously a protection song than a general conjuring song. It's all really great stuff. My favorite part is how they change the notes and the rhythms of the hook very slightly. Sounds super 80s glam rock.
As we go down, down, down the road, down the witch's road.
What the coven is singing at the beginning of the show to actually conjure the road is the traditional version, which has been shaped through hundreds of years. In hindsight, this version is called the sacred chant version, so I probably should have seen that coming. Speaking of how old the ballad is, the biggest reveal we find out in episodes 8 and 9 is that the Witch's Road was completely made up by Agatha to scam other witches and drain them of their powers. It's revealed that Nicky, Agatha's son, is actually the original creator of the song. So this actually isn't an ancient chant at all. It's only a couple hundred years old, which is a really fun twist. He sings it as the two of them travel through villages and towns looking for shelter and witches. And hearing the creation process of the song was very interesting. Aside from the lyrical differences, making Nicky's version more of a general travel song instead of a witch's chant, the harmony is also different. Nicky's version stays more in line with a traditional major key tonality. This is especially present in the last line, "To glory at the end." To glory at the end. Not only is the harmony leaning more towards major, but the structure of the melody, the contour of the actual line and the rhythms present are more childlike as well. It's much more bouncy, which adds a layer of fun movement, which makes sense in a traveling song. The intervals, the space in between the notes that have changed, are also much more reminiscent of a nursery rhyme or other songs geared towards children, which again makes sense. Nicky is a child when he comes up with the song. The official Nicky's version of the Ballad of the Witch's Road also has accompaniment by a violin, which really adds to the colonial feel of the time that the flashback takes place in. It is a very cool rendition, and you can easily see how the strongest parts of the song were shaped and simplified over time to give us the ballad that we end up with at the beginning of the show. That and the harmony getting more ominous and minor adjacent as Agatha uses the song her son made to trap and steal witches' powers. You really get a full story with just the songwriting alone. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hopefully I covered everything I got wrong in the first one. I guess that's just the risk you take when you talk about something that's not fully released yet. If you haven't seen my original video, I still think it's worth a watch. I analyze the music theory behind the Ballad of the Witch's Road and talk about why it can transcend styles and time periods so easily. I also realized I didn't talk about the writers of the song, Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez. I mentioned them briefly in the original video, but they are absolute rock stars when it comes to songwriting. Their credits include Coco, Avenue Q, The Book of Mormon, and Frozen, just to name a few. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. Interacting with my content is the best way to get it shown to more people and grow the channel. If there's another song or piece of media you want me to dissect, I'd love to know in the comments. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.